Hi everybody. This is kind of crazy that I'm doing this. Not exactly sure why I'm doing it, other than the fact that maybe it's plastic-free July, because making videos and YouTube is definitely not my thing. But here goes nothing. Let me know in the comments if I should do more videos like this, if it's useful, interesting, etc. So, my name is Jamie. I have been living an imperfect zero waste life for about a year now. And since it is plastic-free July again, which is kind of around when I started, I guess I figured it'd be a great time to do a video. So I have watched a number of YouTubers along my journey that have taught me so much. And so I mentioned I'm an imperfect zero waster, and so anything that I show you, I'm definitely I'm not perfectly zero waste at all. But some of the things that I've heard on YouTube are, what we really need are millions of people doing zero waste imperfectly, not a few people doing zero waste perfectly. So I kind of have that mindset, and so with everything I say, I guess kind of take that into consideration, whether or not you agree with it, whatnot. But there it is. Now another thing that I have seen on YouTube and Instagram, and I've read a bunch of different controversy about, is the Pinterest Perfect Zero Waste Pantry. Some people say that those Pinterest Perfect Pantries they may be unattainable and they may scare people from zero waste, and how it's not really zero waste, because in order to create that Pinterest Perfect Pantry, you inevitably create more waste than if you had a mismatched pantry. And although I agree to an extent with some of those sentiments, I think there is also a benefit to showing those beautiful Pinterest pantries. Pinterest Perfect Pantries, that's a tongue twister. But so I do think there's a benefit to that, and so I kind of wanted to talk about that in a video today, and just so that you guys get an idea of where I'm coming from, I thought that I should share my pantry with you. So we're going to move over to the kitchen and we'll go from there. So first I'm going to apologize for the last section of the video. I did double check it and I saw that the focus was going in and out a little bit. Like I said, I'm new to this, so hopefully this time that won't happen. So this is my pantry, or rather it's not a pantry, it's just one of the cabinets in my kitchen, and that's where I put my pantry type items. We don't have cabinet doors on our cabinets, so that's how the house we rent is. So I'm just going to go through some of my jars. I'm going to kind of explain how I got them, etc. So you'll note, the first thing right off the bat, you'll notice not everything is matching. I have a number of actual mason jars. I got my mason jars in a couple of different ways. Some of them I bought brand new before my husband and I got married a couple of years ago. Before I was zero waste at all, I just was using them as flower vases, so I bought a whole package brand new, shoved them under my bed when we were done, and didn't pull them out until I started this journey. So that's where some of my jars came from. I do have a couple of other jars that I went out and bought up, the wide mouth ones brand new, just at the beginning of my zero waste journey. And then I have a number of jars that are not actually mason jars, like this one, that actually, my yogurt comes in these glass jars, but they fit a mason jar lid. So I like to use these every time I go through a thing of yogurt, I save it, and that is what I am using now for the majority of these. They actually come with a white plastic lid. I don't necessarily care if the white plastic lid is on a mason jar or one of the yogurt jars, it doesn't matter to me. But I use both. I also have a couple of Atlas mason jars from things like, I think they might have come from the applesauce I buy, and I saved them. I also have some very large mason jars. I love these. These are something that I brought brand new as well. I didn't buy brand new. They were gifted to me brand new for Christmas. The nearest bulk store isn't that close to me, so I like to really stock up as much as I can so that I don't have to spend as much gas to get there. I have gone out and bought a couple of other mason jars from our second-hand shop, so that's where some things have come from. I have a number of brown liquid bottles here that I keep things like vinegars and oils that I mostly fill in bulk. And I do write on them with it's a gold chalk pen that I was given in my stocking for Christmas. So again, that was a brand new thing, creating waste. The majority of these jars don't have any sort of label on it, you'll notice. I also have this one for my olive oil that I do put labels on. This is a used or reused container that some sort of alcohol came in. It was left over from our wedding. I don't remember, but I really like the bottle. I also have this container, which is glass. Parmesan cheese came in it, and I put my pepper in it. Now this pepper isn't actually zero waste at all. It came in a plastic container. I've had it for over a year. My husband and I just still haven't gone through it yet, but I liked all my stuff being in glass, so I went ahead and put it in a glass container. So the majority of the items in this pantry or cabinet, I do purchase in bulk, but there are a couple of things like my pepper that I did not purchase in bulk, or some of my spices I actually did not purchase in bulk. So you notice I have a variety of spice jars down here. A lot of them are baby food jars. I went on to a Buy Nothing group and I just requested if anybody had any small jars, baby food or spice jars. Somebody saved up a whole bunch of spice jars for me, and so I used these for my spices. Some of them I have filled in bulk, but a number of them I had prior to going plastic free or embarking on a zero waste, low waste, imperfect zero waste journey, whatever you want to call it. And I just put them into my glass containers. So there were plastic containers there, but you can no longer see that. I have a couple of spice jar containers that I saved from old spices that were purchased in glass. I also have a bunch of olive jars that I use for taller things like cinnamon sticks. Also, the cinnamon sticks did not come in a glass container, not purchased, zero waste. Lastly, I have my newest jar, which is super cute. It's a tiny jar of honey. Recently, I was at a hotel for a conference for work, and when they brought out tea and coffee, they had glass jars of honey rather than little plastic containers. So I made sure to save my little glass jar that I used for honey, and I think I'm going to repurpose this when it doesn't have honey in it for travel. Maybe I'll put some coconut oil in it or something, or maybe I'll use it to carry salad dressing if I'm going to work, something like that. I don't know, but it's a super cute container, definitely not getting rid of it. And then I also have a couple of jars that I got from some pudding that I buy. It's really good pudding, but it's kind of expensive, so I don't do it often, but I do save the jars. So I think that gives you the majority of the idea of my pantry. I do have a couple of things that are actually still in plastic in my pantry. My husband is Mexican. We eat a pretty Mexican diet a good portion of the time. And there is this thing called chamoy that you end up putting on a lot of food. You'll put it on things like cucumber, jicama, just some other things. We can't go without chamoy in this household, and I have never seen it in anything other than plastic, nor have I ever tried to see if it's possible to make. But we don't go through it that quickly, but we do purchase this in plastic. So that's my pantry. Sorry I had to get out for a second, got really thirsty. I don't know what that's gonna look like on video. But anyway, I'm back. So now you've seen my pantry. You know that some of my jars are brand new, some are used, some are reused containers that aren't mason jars at all. I've got some reused other jars like the brown ones, I don't think I said are from Aldi. I bought sparkling pumpkin cider in them, really good. I don't think they're selling it anymore. But so I have a variety. Some of the stuff that I have in here actually came in plastic, and I just put it in a glass jar because I like how it looks. Some stuff doesn't have labels, other stuff does have labels. I do try to be less wasteful with my labels. They're not, I don't use a label maker. What I try to do for some of them is if I do end up buying anything online, like from Amazon or from anywhere, which I'm trying to avoid doing right now, but if I do, I save the shipping labels that come inside of them. If you notice, they are stickers. And so what I do, I just cut out any white parts, And I will use these as labels on my jars. I'll write the PLU number and the tare weight on these. And so I try to do that rather than using labels that the bulk stores I shop in provide, or any other mechanism. So in sum, not perfectly zero waste, and also not Pinterest worthy. That being said, I still love how my pantry looks. The brown jars with the gold lettering I think are beautiful. I think the way that food looks showing through glass jars is beautiful. And so I'm really proud of how my pantry or cabinet, whatever, looks. So the idea that the Pinterest Perfect Pantry isn't really zero waste has popped up quite a bit. And the idea is that, you know, if you have this Pinterest Perfect Pantry, you're going out and you're buying brand new jars when you could just be reusing salsa jars or spaghetti jars or things that you already have or things that your neighbors have that are otherwise going to go into the trash. That if you're buying a label maker, you're creating waste. So that all of these things that it takes to come up with that Pinterest Perfect Pantry are creating waste. So that's one aspect of it, of the complaint about these beautiful Pinterest-worthy pantries. And the other area is that people are afraid it's going to scare away some people from trying zero waste. That maybe it looks expensive. People are going to think, oh, I can't afford to go and buy all new mason jars, so I can't do this. I can't afford it. This isn't for me. And so I don't disagree necessarily with any of those things. But I think on the opposite end of the spectrum, that when people see these beautiful pantries, it can entice people to the movement as well. So like I said, I love the way this looks, and some of these other beautiful pantries, I think people who are environmental have gotten a bad rap over the years for being hippies or for being dirty, and it turns a lot of people off from trying to do things environmental. But then you go and you see these beautiful pantries, and I think it can turn on some people to being more concerned about their waste that maybe it wouldn't have otherwise. And if there's a little bit of waste created in creating that pantry as opposed to if they didn't join the movement at all, I think that's a big win. Like it's all about being more people trying to reduce their waste rather than being perfect about it. So that whole idea of, my idea, or what I would say, of being an imperfect zero waster. So if these Pinterest Perfect Pantries get people to do that, then I say, let's show them. Really, I guess what I think is we need people showing both all of their zero waste pantries. If it is, you know, a Pinterest worthy, or if it is entirely made up of reused jars. Whatever your situation is, if you're trying to show it's affordable, if you're trying to show it's beautiful, everybody needs to come up with why they want to go zero waste. There needs to be a personal benefit to them if they're going to stick with it. So whether or not it's saving money, it's the beauty of it, they get personal satisfaction, whatever it may be, people need to find that. And so I think the more different viewpoints we can get out there, and the more different images we get out there, different ways to be zero waste, the more people we're going to entice into the movement. So that was a roundabout way of getting to that point. First time ever doing one of these videos. Let me know in the comments if I should do it again. Give me some tips. All right, thanks.